Jackson Reed had exactly 3 things on his mind that Tuesday evening: the overflowing garbage bag in his hand, the pizza he'd left in the oven, and whether he'd remembered to lock his apartment door. The alley behind his building smelled like every other alley in the city: stale beer, rotting vegetables, and regret. He was halfway to the dumpster when reality folded. The air shimmered like heat waves over asphalt, and suddenly the narrow alley stretched impossibly wide. The dumpster vanished. The brick walls dissolved into a vista of alien architecture: crystalline spires that sang with light, floating gardens that defied gravity, and a sky painted in colors that had no names in any human language. And there, collapsed against what looked like a monument of living starlight, was a dragon. Not a lizard. Not some oversized crocodile with wings. This was Dragon with a capital D, 30 feet of iridescent scales that shifted through every color Jackson had never seen, wings that could have covered a city block, and eyes like binary stars going supernova. Those eyes fixed on him with desperate intelligence. Human, the dragon rasped, its voice harmonizing in octaves that made Jackson's bones vibrate. Blood, if that purple-gold liquid was blood pooled beneath its massive form. Jackson dropped his trash bag. Yeah. No kidding. I should be watching my pizza burn. The dragon's laugh was a dying star's final whisper. Humor. Even now. Its head lowered, bringing one massive eye level with Jackson. I am Emperor Vilethar, Lord of the Celestial Dominion, Keeper of the 17 Gates. Master of... A cough racked its frame, more blood spattering the crystalline ground. Names mean nothing to the dead. You're dying, Jackson said, because sometimes humans stated the obvious when their brains couldn't process what they were seeing. Assassinated. Vilethar corrected. Poison crafted by the Void Collective. It unmakes the bonds that hold consciousness to form. The dragon's breathing grew labored. My empire spans 10,000 worlds. My armies could shatter stars. And I die in an alley, witnessed by a creature who disposes of refuse. My armies could shatter stars. Something in that struck Jackson wrong. Maybe it was the dismissive tone. Maybe it was because he'd had a bad day even before a dying space dragon ruined his evening. Hey, taking out trash is honest work. Somebody's gotta do it. Vaelthar's eye narrowed. You defend your menial task? It's not menial. It's necessary. Jackson stepped closer, ignoring every survival instinct screaming at him. You think your empire runs on just conquest and glory? Someone's gotta take out the trash there too. Someone's gotta fix the plumbing, grow the food, teach the kids. That's not shameful, that's civilization. The dragon was silent for a long moment. Then that massive head tilted. You are not afraid. I'm terrified. But you're dying alone in an alley that isn't even yours. And that seems worse than being scared. Jackson didn't know why he said it. Maybe humans were just stupid that way. Vilthar's remaining strength gathered in those dying eyes. The Void Collective will claim my empire. They will enslave my people. I chose this alley through random dimensional scatter, hoping to die where my murderers could not desecrate my remains. A tremor ran through the massive body. But perhaps, the universe has humor still. What do you mean? Human Jackson Reed. I sense your name in the quantum foam. I offer you something my own heirs would kill for. Vilethar extended one massive claw. Take my hand. Receive my legacy. I don't want an empire. Not the empire. My knowledge. Vilthar's voice grew urgent. 10 million years of civilization. Technologies your species won't discover for millennia. Understanding of the universe itself. It will die with me unless someone carries it forward. Why me? I take out trash. Exactly. Vilthar's eye gleamed with something like approval. My heirs desired power. My generals wanted weapons. My scientists craved secrets to hoard. But you? You understand that civilization is built not by the glorious few but by the essential many. You are precisely wrong for inheriting an empire, which makes you exactly right for inheriting wisdom. Jackson looked at his hand, calloused from ordinary work. Then at the dragon's claw, each talon larger than his entire arm. This was insane. This was impossible. He took the dragon's claw. Reality exploded. Knowledge poured into Jackson's mind like a dam breaking not just information but understanding. Mathematics that made Einstein look like kindergarten counting. Physics that bent causality into origami. Biology that could rewrite DNA like computer code. History spanning galaxies and eons. Art that made human masterpieces seem like stick figures. And threading through it all, a perspective vast and ancient, and utterly alien, yet somehow comprehensible. And something else. Something Vilethar maybe hadn't meant to share, but couldn't help in those final moments. Loneliness. An emperor who'd conquered 10,000 worlds but never found equals. Who'd been worshipped but never understood. Who'd wanted, just once, to have a conversation with someone who saw him as Vilethar, rather than emperor. Jackson gasped, fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face from the sheer, overwhelming beauty and tragedy of it all. When he looked up, Vilethar was smiling. Actually smiling. You understand. Not the knowledge. The weight of it. The dragon's voice was fading. That is why you will not misuse it. My heirs would have used this to dominate. My generals to destroy. You will use it to take out trash. Take out trash. I don't understand. You will. Vielthar's eye closed. Use it to clean up messes. Solve problems. Help people. Not because it's glorious, but because it's necessary. That is the human gift, Jackson Reed. You see the essential in the mundane. The dragon's breathing stopped. Carry it. Forward. Emperor Vilethar, Lord of the Celestial Dominion, died. Reality folded back. Jackson was suddenly in his alley again. Trash bags still at his feet. No dragon. No alien architecture. Just brick walls and dumpsters, and the smell of garbage. But in his mind, an empire's worth of knowledge settled like stars finding their positions in a constellation. Jackson picked up his trash bag, walked to the dumpster, and threw it away. Then he went back inside, turned off his oven before the pizza completely burned, and sat down at his kitchen table. He had work to do, not conquering, not dominating. But maybe, just maybe, he could start solving some problems, cleaning up some messes, taking out humanity's trash. After all, somebody had to do it, and now he knew how.